Welcome, everybody. This is Jim Paré with my partner, Casey Combden from Toronto, Canada. Casey, you want to say hi real quick and we'll get started with this?
Hey, it's exciting to be on. We're having a great night.
Tonight, we're going to really go through some details about a revolutionary concept. I don't even think it's not even a company. It's a concept, Casey, because when you think of what comp chain can do, and you think of what blockchain can do, and you think of where this is going, this is this is pretty revolutionary. But before we get started, guys, I would love to just kind of take a minute to introduce Casey and I. Casey and I own a consulting company, and we've been involved in the industry, the network development industry, the personal professional development industry. We've been all over the world. I think, Casey, I counted the last time I've been around the world 6 times. And in developing concepts in the networking industry and developing programs, becoming a consultant, owning companies, pretty much everything. In case you've got a real strong background in professional development, you anything. We're just giving you an idea and an opportunity because there's nothing to buy here tonight. You don't have to purchase anything. Actually, we're going to give you cryptocurrency if you decide to enroll. But when you look at our passion and Casey and I's passion, Casey has a real flair for personal and professional development and building systems. And my impact is more recognizing what the next great thing is and building businesses around it. And we've helped a lot of people in our lifetime through this industry to develop a lot of wealth. Casey, I think, no, you know what? I'm not even going to be stronger than it. I know with the event of CompChain and the blockchain, that opportunity is going to get bigger and better for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that there are people who don't even realize that the next generation of wealth that's in the networking profession will come through blockchain technology. People will take advantage of that technology and utilize it to the highest possible capable level. And I think you're going to see some great new stories of millionaire success come from this type of disruptive technology.
And in also case, we are also innovative enough that I remember a long time ago when I was a young kid and trying to earn my first million. I remember listening to a speaker who said what made Wayne Gretzky great is he always went to where the puck will be, not where it is. And so we've also, not only that, but we co-own another company that's called Chainlinks. That is a company that links everything to blockchain. So you know that we have history in the network marketing business, but we also have intense history and intense experience in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. And we're very excited about everything tying together. Right now, we're Keystone leaders with a company in Utah that we're consulting right now. And Darren and Reed are the president and the CEO. But we're very excited about where this is all going. Casey, you want to say anything about that?
Well, I think that there's an opportunity where we're taking the blockchain to the next level. And obviously, Chainlinks is just another brand for us that we support and work with. And again, we're here to give people an insight to the great technologies that are about to change the way the world does direct sales.
And the only reason we put these two up, guys, is because we wanted to let you know you're talking to experts. I mean, we are very well educated in all these areas, and we have expertise, and we have more than 10,000 hours in what we're doing. So we're not pitchmen. We're not trying to sell you anything. We have actually paid our due diligence in both arenas. So what is CompChain? Well, first of all, I want to set you at ease. It's free to join, and then you can earn free coin. CompChain is not a network marketing company. So you don't have to quit anything you're doing. It's not a network marketing company. It's a blockchain. And this blockchain, if you're not familiar with blockchain and cryptocurrency, blockchain is a very simple thing. Basically, what a blockchain does is every transaction that occurs, it all started with Bitcoin. And it was what they called a decentralized network. And the decentralized was people were getting tired right after 2008 when all the banks were crashing and people lost their savings and everything. It was all depending on one source to gather all the information. Blockchain was created. And you can see here, this is a very simple thing about it, is like every time you enroll or record a block of data, it's there forever. And it has to be reconciled by other blocks, and that's what's called the chain. And Casey could go on, and Casey could actually teach classes on this, but we're going to go a little quicker there than that tonight. Casey, when you look at what the top leaders are saying about this, you got the CEO of IBM, the CEO of NASDAQ, Bill Gates, all these people, they're predicting that blockchain in and of itself, I'll just read you this, that anything that you can conceive as a supply chain, blockchain can vastly improve its efficiency. It doesn't matter if it's people, numbers, data, or money. Case, what do you think about what we're hearing about blockchain in its whole?
Well, one of the things that's really important for everyone to understand is that blockchain itself is actually a disruptive technology for all industries. So it's not just about direct selling. It's not just about the internet. It will actually reverse engineer and completely reestablish a framework for transparency, immutability, for companies to truly be global literally overnight. And there's some just very powerful things that are going on with this. So when you see the heads of all these different companies and the qualifications, it's pretty clear that this is the direction to be going in.
So this is why it was created. It was created by a gentleman named Dave Childs that is a genius in the blockchain crypto world, and his brother. He has spent 20 years in the industry of direct selling, supporting network marketing businesses every way he could. So he's a real tech guy. But what he saw, Casey, you can tell the story of what he told us about his dad.
Well, one of the things that happened to Dave was Dave grew up in the Salt Lake area. His father was involved in many, many, many network marketing companies. I'm talking 20 plus different companies. And one of the things that would happen is he'd get started and then that company would make a different direction. They'd fail. They'd have a bankruptcy. They'd close down. They'd be bought. And, his father had the passion for being an independent business owner inside the networking profession and had the hope of great wealth and success with it. The challenge is that the actual industry itself really doesn't have any systems around it, so companies can come and go all the time. And Dave saw that and grew up in the industry, got into the IT portion, owns a company that supports the technology in the back end, so compensation engines and websites, et cetera, for network marketing companies. And he said, one thing we could do to totally change the industry to support distributors is never have what happened to my father ever happen to anyone else. And that is we'll build a business system, the blockchain, or what you're now about to see is CompChain. And what we'll do is we'll make it so every distributor can actually own their own network. And hence, that's why the slogan is, CompChain, it's your network.
And it really is. But a blockchain can be used as for real estate companies, auto dealerships, franchises. These are all businesses, sometimes cases that we as distributors sometimes don't realize that our asset is our distributorship. And if you owned a network distributorship, most people don't know they own it because they don't. Because most of the time, it's the company that you're working with owns that. So now it gives us the opportunity to not do anything revolting. I mean, we're still, those of you that are with major companies, we've got people from probably a lot of different of the top companies on the call. And it's not about leaving your company. Stay with what you're doing. If you got success there, you're earning a residual income, you're committed to your team, you're doing everything there, stay there. But what about the asset of you and your team? Every business's best asset is their customer base, and it's time to own ours. Because when a network marketing company shuts down, or you just want to change, in the past you had to change from scratch. In the traditional model, you do not own your most valuable asset. What happens to the team when you put your life and effort in it to build? When you change, it's gone. And who owns the asset? They do. Well, not anymore because of CompChain. This sounds really aggressive and disruptive because it is. But I mean, both Casey and I have been in legal situations over this. We've been through the mill over this with hundreds of thousands of people, and it was one of the most frustrating parts of our life. And just the idea of saying, listen, I want to work with this company. They have a great product, but I want to own my asset, which is the time, effort, training, and energy that I put into building a team. So CompChain is the first blockchain in the world created specific for network marketing. It puts the power of your personal network back in your hands. and is backed just like Bitcoin. The Bitcoin blockchain has Bitcoin for a network. The Kala blockchain has Kala coin for a network. Every coin has every blockchain has a coin that represented that is a use case, and they have a coin called Comcoin. Okay, so your CompChain network, we're going to show you today, which, by the way, it doesn't cost anything to get involved. We're actually going to pay you to get involved. I mean, that's how great it is. Casey, I go back to the years I worked with Robert Kiyosaki, spoke all over the world with him as one of the speakers. And Robert used to always say, there's a ES, he had a cash flow quadrant, E and S, which is employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor, which are on the right side of the quadrant. And he says that's where wealth is created. And he always would make mention on a business. He said, if you have a real business, you have to give before you take. And I'm very proud of Dave Childs, and I'm very proud of him putting his hard-earned money up to pay you to get involved in this and to join. Casey, you want to say anything about that?
Well, what he's doing is he's incentivizing people to see the future, because, as you know, Jim, when you're introducing something new to the world, not everybody sees it with clarity. So you have to create incentives that provide people with a chance to see the full benefit of it. And as people continue to go on and build their different network marketing companies, there's a huge opportunity here for people to really be in the right place at the right time, moving their people into a safe comp chain network that doesn't conflict with their current network marketing companies. It's simply a support. So very powerful.
Yeah, and it's just a paradigm shift. I remember I didn't take Uber when it first started. I was nervous. I didn't want anybody coming into my house I didn't know in a junky old car. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a cab and pay twice as much. That was my way. You know what I'm saying? And then, even Airbnb, I was like, I'd rather stay in a hotel because it's clean. I know the brand. And then we started doing Airbnbs and we loved it. And the same with, I don't know anybody at my age that still has CDs. They have them, but they're somewhere dusted off. They usually use Spotify or Pandora or something for that. And that's the whole change right now. So here are some of the questions we always get about CompChain. Number one, can you be in a network marketing company like Nui and still be in CompChain? The answer is yes. Could you be in a company, the big dog company of the world, Amway, and still be in Nui, in CompChain? And the answer is yes. So someone asked me the other day, Casey, are you promoting these other companies? No, but we're not taking away from them either. We're not asking you to quit anything. We're asking you to secure your best assets. I almost feel like a network marketer male version of Norma Ray. Like, this is our union, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to take over the history. And you can be in it. Don't stop what you're doing, guys. Keep on doing it. It's not going to affect anything. It's actually going to enhance it. You could do anything you want. And we're not trying to take people from anywhere. You could be in both, because what happens, they don't compete, they complement. And we're going to show you how that works, okay? So another thing is, do you have to be in a network marketing company to join CompChain? And the answer is no, because you can use it for a lot of things. There are so many people that have a Facebook account case that have followers on that. There's an Instagram. I know people that make a ton of money on Instagram and Twitter. And guess what? Guess who owns that database they're following? Instagram and Twitter. In fact, they're called the influencers, but in fact, Instagram announced just the other day that it is now a marketing company. It's using people's resources, people's social capital, everybody says, I got this list, I got a following on Instagram, and now I'm going to send out something, and now they're going to use that to market. But the only difference between that and CompChain is Instagram is not going to pay you. CompChain is. You want to comment on that, Case?
Well, the world's changing. And, if you had ever thought that, Facebook would now almost completely destroy its model from being a social community to really just being a system of just constant advertisement, it's just the evolution. It's the evolution of people and places. And this is the technology is just pushing the new boundaries of the way that we monetize relationships. That's exactly what we're going to share with you. We're going to show you how to actually monetize the relationships you have in a very ethical and transparent way.
So here's the thing. I've got people in my life, Casey. I mean, we both made a lot of money in the tens and hundreds of thousands, the millions of dollars in network marketing. A lot of people haven't. A lot of people are making $100 or $1,000, and they don't get this. But we don't want you to stop what you're doing. We just want every time you put somebody in your network and whatever you're doing, make sure they get in CompChain so you can secure that. Because what will happen eventually with CompChain, that it will have just millions of people on the block, and guess what? It could possibly turn into an Amazon. What if right now that every time you referred someone to Amazon, it went on a ledger that you got paid every time they bought something? And then when they referred someone, you got paid every time they bought something. You know what I'm saying? What if you got paid for everyone you knew that shopped on Amazon? Well, it's not going to happen because their model is not like that. But we are. So here's the deal. We are paying out $3 worth of Coco coin, which the valuation is just over $1.25 now, worth of Coco coin when you enroll for free. Now, why is 50,000 an important number? Because we know that as a utility block, a block that makes sense and that has a value, if when we hit the 50,000 mark in CompChain, we would be the second largest block in the world next to Bitcoin. And that's powerful, guys. That's so powerful. When we hit 250,000, we will dominate the space. And Casey, both you and I have put that many people in a network marketing company just on our own without any help from a blockchain or technology. You want to comment on that?
Well, the goal here is to get to the large numbers, because much like anything else, all of the success in any industry is built on supply, demand. And of course, when you build a large network of hundreds of thousands of people, as we're talking about here, in the particular case of what we're building with a blockchain, that would mean that we'd be one of the largest blockchains in the world. Therefore, again, recognized globally. That drives more traffic, creating more profitability for all the people involved who got in the early days.
And that's kind of, someone asked me, like, hey, is this like position grab and a land grab? Kind of is, but you're doing it for free. Nobody's asking you to buy stock in something and invest in something. We're just saying, look, come on, join us. We'll pay you to join us. And it's really exciting. Case is very simple to do. And that's the nice part about it. We just put out a publication or a video that tells you exactly what to do. We'll send it to everybody. It's on YouTube, but you enroll, you KYC, and then you can become a product provider. So what does that mean? Well, let's take the steps. How do I enroll? Well, you're sent a code from somebody. Like if, let's say Casey wanted to send me a code, wanted to enroll me in CompChain. He'd say, Jim, I'm going to send you a code, and he'll send it to me. Now I have to agree to accept the code, and then Casey's going to pay $1 of Coco to register me. Then what I get is 3 free Cocos. It sounds like chocolates, okay, to register 3 new members, and that's it. That's as easy as it is, right, Case? We've done it many times, and it's really easy. And we have tutorials. We teach you how to do it. Very, very simple. So what do you do with the 3 Cocos is you register 3 people, because it costs $1 worth of Coco to register 1 member. So when you register 3 members and they are KYC, and we'll tell you what KYC is in a minute, you receive $15 more of Coco, because guess what? The KYC registration costs $15 of Coco. So now they reimburse you for registering, and then when that duplicates, you receive another $30 worth of Coco that you can either register more people, you can save it. I mean, can you imagine if you had $30 worth of Bitcoin when it first started, and it just saved it and it grew? That's yours to do whatever you want with. And that's really exciting. That's how good it is. You get a replicated website, a personal enrollment code, full real-time tracking, all product offers, the ability to purchase Coco, and so much more. And it's all part of the deal. No other cost, no hidden cost. It's free, okay? So Coco is the cryptocurrency, like a Bitcoin, that is associated with CompChain. We're not going to go into it at all, but what happens, the bigger CompChain grows, the more value potential that Coco has. So what happens, you can buy it, you can mine it, you collect it, and we have a program we actually call the coin collecting program that we came up with, which is brilliant, because in my portfolio now, Casey, it's a lot of cryptocurrency. I like cryptocurrency. And this is an opportunity to actually not only get it for free, but we'll show you how you can actually get more of it. So here's the big question. What does KYC mean? Nope, not that. All right, that's what I thought it was, Kentucky Fried Chicken, but it actually means know your customer. And there's legal things and compliant things that if we know who you are, or CompChain knows who you are, they can pay you. They can pay you in cryptocurrency. They can pay you in fiat currency. And it's just a safety mechanism and a security mechanism. So here are the possibilities, okay? What if you got involved and all of a sudden there was a leader in the Amway business that, and someone in your business that, you know what, I like this. I want to put my team in, or Herbalife or Instagram, whatever. I'm just using them as examples. And all of a sudden your blockchain just fills in. Well, guess what happens to that? then the possibilities of that, you don't get paid anything other than comp coin when you start it. But when product providers are introduced, this is sick. Because what a product provider does is any product or service, okay? What they do is they introduce this to CompChain. They could say, listen, I've got this. It could be skincare, it could be technology, it could be a widget, it could be a card, it could be financial services, it could be anything. It could be it could be something that Nike could participate. Manufacturers from all over the world could participate, and they'll say, CompChain, we want to be a product service provider. So they go through an approval process. That approval process, number one, are they stable? Number two, do they have the manufacturing capacity? Can they ship and deliver? Because CompChain doesn't do any of that, just like Amazon. Do they have a great customer service? And is the pricing okay? But more importantly, what are you going to pay us? Like, what are you going to pay us to do this? And they'll put together their compensation. Any comments on this case?
The system here is very much like an Uber. If you can visualize that, Uber doesn't own the taxis and it doesn't own the customers that are looking for taxi service. It simply is the interface that puts both the manufacturer and the customer together and making sure that everyone is compensated appropriately for their introductions. And that's why CompChain is so special, is because it really acts like an Airbnb, an Uber, all of the different systems that you're learning about.
Well, you're exactly right, Casey. When you look at the whole process, like we're like the United Nations of direct distributors or direct marketers or network marketers all the world, because you can have every company in the world in your block, and it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt them. You're not going to cross recruit because you don't have to. This is just securing their customer base, right? So what's coming soon? We have an app that pays $30 to join. We have a digital credit card coming in. We have a CompChain GigaHash program that is in service. Now, what does that mean? Well, right now, the bigger your block is, the more these products go through it, the more you get paid. It's real simple. Well, what do we get paid, Jim? How do we get paid? Well, the CompChain reconciles any compensation plan. So if you had a company that says, listen, we pay 10,000 wide and 50,000 deep, and we pay 50%, that goes in and you get paid. You get paid anything to do. And the nice part about this case is, in regular network marketing companies, there's breakage. There's ways to kind of divert funding and do this. There's none of that in CompChain. If a company says we're going to pay 40% or 30%, whatever that hard number is, it gets paid out, and it gets paid out to everybody. And that's what's exciting. Then CompChain also has a default where they have a simple two-tier system with a bonus pool structure. But unlike a back office and network marketing, this bonus pool could be structured to pay out any way they want to, because CompChain is not a network marketing company. It doesn't do network marketing. It just secures the network. Casey, you want to comment?
It's the intermediary. It's the one that provides the ethical, transparent, and secure way for all of us to be rewarded, both the manufacturer, the customer, and ourselves for deriving all this business.
Absolutely. So when you get paid, how many levels do you get paid? Well, right now, when it first started, you could only message your first tier, the people you personally sponsors, but we're progressing. Now you can message 10 levels deep. So when a product comes in, all the team, all the block, that whether they're in your block or whatever is in your block, all they have to do is toggle yes. And now you can message up to 10 levels deep to get paid on them. And that's huge. That could be hundreds of thousands of people. And that's going to get better and better and better. Okay. So can I provide blockchains to my team in my block? So you got a big leader. Casey, we were considered big leaders in the industry. We were considered in the top 1.5% of 1%. We were considered those guys that had influence because we built a large network. So the challenge is that there's companies that would not allow us to have a training system. There's companies that wouldn't allow us to market to our team because they considered our team their team. Well, can you as a individual market to your team? The answer is yes. You can become a product provider, maybe for training or coaching. Casey, talk about this.
Well, I think there's a difference between what we call free enterprise and controlled enterprise. In controlled enterprise, you're allowed to have the opportunity to build the business, but only the way that the company tells you to, and basically they control the way you're allowed to do it. Here, this is free enterprise, which means that quite honestly, it's a wide open system. It's a wide open network. You're allowed to market and promote to people that you've put together in this network, and whether you're training or coaching or whatever you want to do with them, that's what's beautiful about this. And people can toggle yes or no. That's the other thing. It's like you can also choose to not participate, and that's why it's free enterprise.
And continue to do the network marketing company you're doing. It doesn't conflict. It's exactly the same. So when you think about it, once we get to that 50,000 mark, how many product providers you think are going to be interested? When we get to the 250, that is a blockchain and creating historic value. When we get to a million or over, guys, it's very realistic. We become the next Amazon of blockchain. So you say, well, what do I get paid for that? There's a great, I mean, I've been doing some of the math, Casey, and with the block and how you could literally earn $1 on every person in your block, or $2 a month on every person in your block, or $3. You don't have to earn much when it is a product provider and they come in, and all you have to do is do what we're showing you now, is just to encourage people to get into the block. And you talk about 10,000 people at $1 a month, $2 a month, $3 a month. You talk about 1 million people at $3 a month. There is substantial potential wealth created here because it's so new and so exciting. So it's free to join, and we give you some coin. I mean, that's just it, Casey. I can't think of anything more simple than this, and I can't think of anything more provocative, more disturbing, more exciting than CompChain. Thoughts on that?
It's effortless. It's your network. We're going to give you the opportunity to get involved. Someone will have to actually give up some comp coin to actually get you involved. So it's a system. It's funny, even the sign up process, Jim, has 100% integrity, which means you can't actually sign someone up and they can't sign up without both of you validating the block. I love it. And this is just a phenomenal time to get involved at literally the cutting edge of an industry that's quite honestly going to disrupt the largest, free enterprise industry in the world, the direct selling industry.
And the real key is, guys, is that when Casey sponsors me or registers somebody, and you register somebody, you're already given 3 coins to do it, and then you get 15 when 3 get in. I mean, they give you the whole system to do it, so it really doesn't cost anything other than a phone call, a text, a message, and we've got videos to support it. So remember, guys, this is I'm so jacked about this. It's so logical and it's so exciting that you don't want to miss it. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're excited about. We'd love to have you get back with whoever brought you here today. Say, I want one of those invitation code, dude or dudette, and you're going to pay $1 worth of comp coin to get me in, and I'm going to get some comp coin. It's just that simple, Case. Any closing remarks?
I just want to encourage everybody to really remember that no matter where you are, being involved with CompChain just makes sense, especially as you look towards the future.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Have a great night.